Mindful walking. Mindful walking is not about going anywhere, but arriving where you are. Walking is one of our great autopilot activities. Often we don't even think about it, but just go along with the intention in getting to where we need to be and at a purposeful pace with an objective in mind. Many will say that they do their best thinking when walking, and it's an opportunity to clear the head and put things into perspective. This is true, but how often do we find that our thoughts have taken us well off the subject matter that we started with? An expression that I love is, "My train of thought has just left the station." However, it's well worth walking mindfully every now and then, as it greatly aids in grounding us in the present moment. It helps us to get in touch again, not only with our body and mind, but our environment as it presents itself to you at this time. Mindful walking is an exercise that moves you towards bridging the gap between formal practice and introducing mindfulness into your daily life. You can do this exercise at any time, and we usually mean you arrive at your destination, even if it's a walk just round the block, with a calmer, clearer mind. Some tips before we get started. Aim to walk normally and naturally, but at a slightly slower pace. Try to wear comfortable clothing and footwear. You don't want to be distracted by thoughts associated with tight or uncomfortable attire. Switch off that mobile phone so as not to be distracted by calls and texts. If you get a chance, try walking in different situations and environments, as this will aid you in understanding how your mind works in these contrasting situations. This is an exercise in being aware of the process and what's around you right now. Take care and be aware on what's going on around you, such as moving vehicles, other people, road signals and alike. The following guided meditation takes you through at an introductory pace. With practice, take as long as you need to cover all aspects of the exercise. The exercise has a more formal structure to help you in the early days, but with practice you'll be able to maintain your focus on whatever presents itself to you at that moment in time. If you can, don't rush straight on to the next activity after the exercise, but allow yourself a few moments to reflect on it and how it worked for you. So let's get started. Before you set off, remind yourself of your intention to walk mindfully, free from distraction. Stand still for a few moments and become aware of how your body is presenting itself to you right now. Consider your posture, your weight, the touch of your clothes on your skin, your feet in your shoes, and the subtle movements keeping you balanced and upright. Now, switch the focus of your attention to your breath. There's no need to change it, just let it flow naturally in and out. When you're ready, set off on your walk at a normal and natural pace, maintaining your focus on your breath. Become aware of the full cycle of your breath. The cool in-breath through the nostrils, down the throat, expanding the chest and abdomen. Through to the releasing of your breath from your chest and abdomen, back up the throat to the warm fuzzy out-breath through the mouth or nose. Maintaining your steady pace, now shift your attention to your feet. Notice how your whole body naturally adjusts as you shift your weight from one foot to another as you walk. Do your feet feel the same, or do they feel different? Notice how your shoes and feet feel as they make contact with the ground as you move. Notice the smooth movement as you place a foot to the ground from the heel through to the toes. See if you can sense any feeling in the composition of the ground you're walking on. Does it feel hard, soft, smooth, or uneven? Now take a few deep breaths. As we're walking along, now shift your attention to the sights that are in front and around you. What colours and textures do you see? Notice who or what is around you, such as people, vehicles, buildings, or trees. Can you notice something new that you've never seen before? Or maybe some details about a familiar object that you've not noticed before. And take a few more deep breaths. Now bring your attention to the sounds that are around you. Obviously, while you're listening to this, particularly if it's through headphones, you're not necessarily going to be able to notice particular sounds. But when you're used to the practice and you don't need the headphones anymore, this will be a good one to put your attention to. So bring your attention to the sounds that are around you. What do you hear? Maybe it's nearby traffic, a plane overhead, people talking, children playing, or the wind blowing through the trees. Are there any sounds coming from your feet as they touch the ground as you walk? What sounds can you hear near your body? Those nearby? What sounds are in the middle distance? And what sounds are coming from far away? I invite you to take a few more deep breaths as we stroll along. Now I invite you to focus on your nose. As you breathe in through your nostrils, can you sense any smells or odours? Are they pleasant or unpleasant? And do you notice a reaction in your body or your mind to these smells? Or maybe it's even a lack of any smells. Now bring your attention back to your breath. Notice the full cycle again, from the coolness of the in-breath to the warm fuzziness of the out-breath. If you have finished your walk, give yourself a few moments to reflect on the exercise and try to avoid jumping straight into the next activity. However, if you still have a journey to complete, try continuing with the exercise. Remember to focus on one thing at a time and try not to be distracted. But if you do, and you are distracted, don't give up on yourself. Just gently and kindly bring yourself back to what you were focusing on. See, particularly in the early days, if you can go through the sequence of your feet, what sights are there, what sounds are there, and what smells are there. Just take a few deeper breaths between each section, as it forms as a natural break point before moving on. And finally, when you finish the exercise or reached your destination, just give yourselves those few minutes to reflect on it and try to avoid jumping straight into the next activity. Thank you.